You got fun, you got laughs, what you wanna see, you gotta watch it on SFL TV. Sit back, relax, what you wanna see, you gotta watch it on SFL TV.
Yoo-hoo! Big bad vampire out here.
You got fun, you got laughs, what you wanna see, you gotta watch it on SFL TV. You gotta watch it on SFL TV.
Right on.
SFL TV, for the fun of it.
Welcome back. Pardon the pun, but you'll flip over the acrobats and dancers at the Under the Big Top Gala on April 13th. And even better than the event is the cause. Here's Latasha Daniels with Communities in Schools. Latasha, how are you?
Wonderful.
I have to tell you, I've known you for all of 5 minutes, and I already love your whole energy. It's fantastic. Coming here all laughing and happy.
And it's really because of the kind of environment I work in every day.
Okay, well, I like that. You kind of segued nicely for us right there. Tell me about the kind of environment you work in every day.
Well, I work for a local nonprofit organization that's been around about 25 years. The name of this wonderful organization is Communities in Schools of Miami. And we are exactly what our name is. We literally take community individuals in schools. Simply, we go to the most challenged district schools. Some of those schools that have those students that are considered at risk, I call them at promise. Those at promise students who have those D's and F's grades that may have a tendency to be a part of gang violence. We take wonderful individuals in the organization like you into the school to help turn these kids around. And so we are a national dropout prevention organization.
That's so cool. And then, so specifically, how do you do that? What are the kinds of things that you do?
Well, one of the first steps is mentorship, and that's where I come in as a mentor coordinator. I literally have the wonderful privilege of going to business and corporations and asking them, hey, let's look at how we can reinvest in this community. And by doing that, we pair them with these students. And we've seen in the course of one school year, a child go from a DNF to a C to B student, just because somebody took initiative like you to become a life toucher.
So, all right, so you say that some of these kids are kind of headed down a bad path, gang related or whatever. I'm just surprised that you can reach out to them and make such a difference. Like, in other words, they're not that far gone. They are savable.
You got it. And so paired with mentoring, tutoring, and also counseling, we then give them wraparound services. They have a safe place to call home. Even though we know there's a lot going on with school challenges and violence in schools and all of that, we still have a safe place that we can provide them, which is Communities in Schools.
All right, so you mentioned home. I'm guessing a lot of these kids have dysfunctional home lives, right?
Some are homeless.
Oh, wow, okay.
Some are in the foster care system, and some are just in, as you suggest, in a dysfunctional environment.
So what can you do for them beyond the care that you give them during school hours and after school or whatever? I mean, at some point in time, don't they have to go home? Then what happens?
Well, then we just become that ray of hope that after the night, they have somewhere to go. And then we give them opportunities to take trips. We just took 46 girls to the county fair. I mean, and just to see, some of them had never even been there. We give them opportunities, maybe to do camping trips, just exposing them to different opportunities that they can see that life is a little bit better if I try a little bit harder.
How do you guys make your money to do this?
Well, that's why I'm sitting here with you.
You didn't just come to hang out?
Of course I did.
Okay.
Well, one of those things is most certainly we are a grant-funded organization, and then we have wonderful people who donate, but then once a year we have this huge gala at the Hotel Intercontinental, and that's coming up, and it gives us the opportunity to have cushion funds that will help us to provide additional services that maybe the grants can help us do.
Okay, so the event is April 13th. And I was reading, you've got singers, you've got acrobats, you've got dancers. It's craziness. It's Under the Big Top Gala, right?
You got it. It is our version of Cirque du Soleil. You know, it will be local talent mixed with our students, some of these very students who will be performing acrobatic activities. It is a 5-course dinner, white glove service. It's going to be a wonderful event.
Very nice. And do you do the same type of event every year, or?
Well, under a different title,
right.
But this year, yes, the same event every year.
And there's a silent auction. You're giving away a Jimmy Buffett guitar?
What you say?
That's what I said. Wow, that was a cool. Can I take that?
Absolutely.
What you say? Yeah, that's what I said. Vacation packages, jewelry. Who wouldn't go to this thing?
It should be a lot of fun, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you feel good that that $175 that you spent is actually turning a life around.
Okay, yeah. You had told me earlier that this endeavor kind of has its roots back in Woodstock?
Well, the communities and schools nationally, I have to say that we are national dropout prevention. We are, I'm going to toot my horn a little bit, the #1 nationally rated dropout prevention program in the country.
What you say.
What you say.
There it is, yeah.
And so we are very, very proud of that. And our founder, Mr. Bill Micken, was a part of that whole Woodstock era. I mean, he's a wonderful author.
Yeah.
But out of that was birthed that love and passion to go after those that maybe the society deemed the least, the left out, and the lost.
Okay.
And it has now been given birth to what we now have as community schools of Miami.
Give me a story, a success story or two, a kid whose life has totally changed from this.
Well, we have so many stories, but for example, we have a young lady at Miami Edison down in Miami who life has just been completely turned around. We've partnered with the U.S. Coast Guard, and those pilots have come in to a very diverse population into the school system and touch lives. So now we got kids who couldn't really do arithmetic well, now looking at the possibility of becoming pilots and airplane mechanics, just the opportunity to change lives. Florida Power and Light, one of our other mentor organizations, we have now kids who are looking at, I want to consider being a nuclear engineer. Come on.
Wow.
From an at-risk population, these kids are getting a chance to begin to explore different opportunities.
And it has to be so rewarding, so cool for you to see the look in the kid's face, right?
When you see a troubled kid who's been counseled, who wanted to give up, who had other issues, now talk about, you know what, I think I can pass the FCAT. You know what, I do think I'm going to come to Saturday school to prepare for the SAT. It's phenomenal to see that. It really, really is.
All right, so people are inspired now. They want to help. They want to get involved. Where do they go? What do they do? Three W's.
www. Did I forget a W?
We've left out a W. Yes.
www.
The third W is for wonderful. Yeah.
www.cismiami.org.
Okay.
All of the information about our organization, how you can mentor, but more importantly, how you can come to this event. Tickets are available there, right there on www.cismiami.org.
You keep leaving out a W.
I keep leaving out a W.
I know you're from Alabama. Is that how? Is it only 2 W's in Alabama?
That's what it is over there in Alabama. We just, you know.
Yeah, just blame it on Alabama. That's fine. Our signal doesn't reach that far, so that's fine. We can rip them all you want. What do people wear to this little snazzy affair?
It is actually business casual.
Yeah.
But they very well may see a couple of us, some of the staff dressed up like clowns, all of that. It is our version. It's a fun event, but a very classy event.
Are you dressing up like a clown?
I may have on a zoot suit or two.
Okay. Well, cool. So great meeting you. Come back anytime you want. You're awesome. Thank you.
No, the organization and you are awesome. Thank you for having us.
It's our pleasure. Thank you, Latasha. When we come back, over 70 restaurants and 40 wine tables on one street. How could you possibly beat that? You can't. We got the details. Stick around.